And here's the thing with these steps, there's nothing underneath these other than underneath the house. Okay, it's all boxed in. There's no air that can get in underneath there. Well, there's moisture and stuff like that, but when it rains, when the water hits onto each one of these stairs, I want it to come downhill. I don't want it to soak in and go underneath, set there on top, and kind of go back a little bit. I want to make sure that every single one of these steps is sloped out at a slight angle. And I did that. I did that on my first couple stairs. Let me get the level. The first couple stairs I installed, and I think they did that too, is level is up at the bottom by about, I got about a 1/4 inch gap, so I know when the water hits right here, it's going to go downhill and drop off to the next step. And that's how I'm wanting all this stuff. See, this one's at the same angle. I did good with those. And I had to do that because the stairs are almost 12 inches wide, 11¼ inches wide. That's a lot of surface for the water to just sit there. And I don't want that like that. Okay, so that one's lifted. This one's the same. And now we get down to the nitty-gritty. Our next stairs, which are the old ones. I have not checked these yet, and I'm curious to see if they're angled. And see this one here, good grief, I'm looking at that, and that's actually, if the water's here, the water's going back. For this to be level, I'd have to raise the back end 1/16 of an inch, but I don't want it level. I want it higher here to slope downhill, right? So I'm going to have to raise this up. If I don't, the water's just going to set on here, and it's going to go back, and it's going to build up, and eventually, even if I have all this caulked and stuff, eventually you get a little hairline crack, kaboom, down through there on the back side, gets all wet. Gets your stair stringers wet on the underneath here. It gets the back of your riser wet. It gets on the inside. It builds up moisture. It can start causing mildew. It can start causing mold. It can start causing dry rot. Can you imagine every time it rained having water go down there, and we get snow here, and it's just going to be a mess. And you do that for 10 years, this is all going to be eaten up on this step. Let me check over here. It's probably going to be about the same. Yep, it's going downhill. And so that's a bad one. That is not a good one at all. So I'm going to get my pencil out. Let's see. This one's going downhill too, from the front on back. That's a no-no. Oh my God! If I check it that way, that's level. That's level. They did kind of a good job with that, but they were very consistent of making this the wrong way. What's with them? These were reputable builders in town, and He just failed here. Let's check the next step here. Same thing. Same thing again. Those two steps. I've got to raise those up at least a 16th. At least a 16th, and they're probably the same over here. At least a 16th to be just flat, just level. And I don't want it level at this point. I want that at an angle coming down. You follow me? We want it higher at that end. So when the water hits here, boom, 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 the water sits here and it slopes out. This one's level. I think they did it. At least they did it consistent. But now, woe is me. This one is pretty good. It's higher up there. It kind of has a rolled edge. I'm going to have to raise the back side a little bit. And this one, good Lord. For it to just be level, I would have to raise the back end about 3/16 of an inch at least. Right now, if I poured water on here, the water goes back on the inside, and that's probably what happens over on this side. And that's level, but it's got a bow to it, and I know it's low back in here. This one here was shaved off. The whole back of this 4x12 glue lamb is shaved down here, so any water hits right in here, it just settles here, goes down that way, and sets there, goes in underneath the stairs and all that. So that's a bad one. And this is just as bad. Level is right there. Good Lord. I can't believe that. Level is at least 3/8 of an inch higher than that. That is one bad step. If I even look at the step sideways, you can visually pretty much see that the tip is way higher than the back. It's going downhill. You see what I mean? I don't want it just flat. I want it going uphill from the left on down. And so this step here is the worst one, but just about every single one of these steps I'm gonna need to do some work on. And here's my thought on that. Let's talk about this a little bit longer. Hey, it seems as though we're doing such a good job on this whole project. Why not do this area right too? You know? So that's why I'm gonna have to mix up my all-purpose rock hard water putty, and maybe I'll have to. I was thinking, how can I float this? You know, I can put it on with a wider knife. This is like a 10-inch. Here I've got my 6-inch. When I put it on there, how am I going to float this to where I want it exactly and get it all the way floating over, all the way over exactly right? And I came up with this idea. Here's my plastic shims. See how they're tapered? And I'll have to figure out, that's about how much, well, that's not how much material I want. That's way too much. That's about, oh, I don't know, 1/4 inch. And I'm going to have to make a determination if I want them a 1/4 inch or not. And see, all the shims are the same thickness. Now, if I want 3/16 of an inch, and if 3/16 is right here, I can cut that off, and then I can cut these other ones off. And what I was thinking was, I could put one now. See, there's little dots on these. I don't know why it's like that. That's just to make it a whole shim. And instead of using as much plastic for this whole thing, they put that in there. That was kind of slick, because it's still just as strong. Okay, so I could use the back. I could use the back side of these. Find some that don't have. It's not dipped too much, or I could bend it a little bit, make it straight, and then I can set that up there like that. And I could set this one up there like that. Okay, then I can mix up my material, put it in there, and use that. Just load it in there, and then load in some more, and do that to the entire step. I'm gonna have to look and see, cause see, this is like a 1/4 inch. I don't need a 1/4 inch. I only need maybe 1/8 of an inch. So I could chop this off about in there. There's only so much rock hard water putty I want to put on there. I mean, I would have to use a whole lot. And see, I can use my wide one, and I can go across like that, and I can go across like that. And then just wait a few seconds, then I can pull this up, and I can pull that up, and I can pull that up. And then I'm going to have a little gap here, and a gap there, and a gap over there. And then it's not going to take that long for that rock hard water putty to dry. And so once it dries, then I can fill in the voids with more. And I'm going to have to do that on these steps. And I may not even have to, well, I'm going to check it really close, because on some of these, well, in actuality, wow, I'm going to have to do a little test. I already have to lift this backside up about less than 1/16 for it to just be level, because right now the water's going downhill to the back. Can't have that. And so yeah, I'll probably make these an 1/8 of an inch. Cut these off with my 10 snips probably. I think I could cut that off with my 10 snips. We'll try it. Ah! Look at that, I snapped it by accident. 'Cause I think I want it a little thicker than that. I was just trying to bend it. I got 12 of these. So I'll measure them. That's probably why those things are there too. You can snap these. See, there's little score marks. I've had some other ones where they were full and there were score marks like this. And you just take it and bend it and snap it off, or snap it off wherever you want. But hey, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time on these stairs, and I'm glad I've thought about that. And see, even on these top 2 stairs, I think I'm gonna put a little bit on here and coat this, because after I get these stairs painted, I don't want, see, this one was kind of rough a little bit, so is this top one. It's showing the lines, and this was the smoothest side out. The other side had some long little hairline cracks in it, and that was the best header going to a lumber yard that I could find. And they cut it out, and I thought, okay, I'll make do with it. I'm gonna have to skin these two, and obviously all these other ones are going to be skinned, but I'm going to have to build them up. This is going to be quite the chore. And I got some extra rock hard water putty. These are the biggest containers they have at the store. Like this is 4 pounds. 4 pounds. And this one's a full one. This one only has like that much left. When I was at the store, again, I had to go back and get some more flooring material, some roofing material, and so I bought another one of these. So I have an extra one of these in the garage, and I'm sure I'm gonna have to break that one out. And I'm not sure how far that's gonna go. Hey, if I gotta go back to the store and get some more, I'll go back to the store and get some more. And maybe I should, once I get done with that, they had something else at the store, and it came in a 25-pound bag, but I'm not quite sure how well that's going to work, and I've never used that material before. But I'm going to use this stuff until we'll just see how far it goes. And then if I have to go back to the store, I may look at that other stuff too and see what to do. But yes, that's my nice little project today. I'm going to be a mixing fool here, floating out these steps. But hey, it's got to be done. I don't know what else to do about it, because when it rains, when the snow collects onto these steps, I want everything sloping out a little bit, and ultimately I'm going to end up caulking, sealing around the edges, the inside corners of the steps too. Everything's going to be sealed watertight. You know, this line's going to go away after I float everything, but even still, once I float everything, I'm still going to caulk the back side of that. I'm going to end up caulking up underneath. I'm going to caulk the whole sides. I'm going to put 2 coats of that extreme stretch on there. I'll do the top edge there, on the inside, everywhere, all the way down. Boom, 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 boom. And obviously when I get down here in the corner of this step, I've got to take the material up a little bit and kind of float this area downhill from here to here, and so that this water's coming down like this. This has to be just a hair higher than that, because I don't want water to puddle in the corner. Okay, same thing over there. I don't want water, standing water, to just sit there. Nope, not on my watch. Not on my watch. Okay, let's do it. Thank you, Mr. Zinzer, for killing the rest of my mold. Anything on those old steps before I do anything else. I've got 2 coats of primer on there now, and no mold for me. I feel good. Well, that's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. I decided to let this dry all the way and cure before I do the next step. And the sun's on the other side of the house now. It doesn't stay sunny over here, and it's getting a little chilly, and it's just a good time to stop what I'm doing before the next step. And what is the next step? That's right, Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty. I'm gonna put that over that tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice and sunny tomorrow. And there's a couple different reasons why I'm going to do that before painting these steps. And I'll tell you that. All about that next time. See you then.